My name is Jolade. Today we are going to be talking about breaking into smart contract security. Who I am again. So I'm a software engineer, and these are the languages I work with currently. I'm a smart contract security researcher. I'm a developer educator. I'm a technical writer, and I'm an open source advocate and contributor. That's a lot, but it's just like a total package, right? So just imagine waking up one morning and discovering $200 million gone. I believe we all have a wallet, right? Okay, because yes, that's why we're here. Not because of a hack like Nollywood movies that we watch, but because one of our lines of code is messing up with us, right? This happened in real life. It's happening every day, and it's still happening. It's still going to continue happening. So until we do something about it. Today, I want to show you how you can learn how to prevent that. And I hope we are ready because this is really fully packed, right? Again, a beginner's guide to protecting blockchain applications. That's smart contract. Does anybody know what it? Has anybody received any smart contracts here before? Okay, good. A smart contract is a computer program, right? Stored on a blockchain that automatically runs when a certain conditions are met. I'm sure most of us would have heard the word blockchain, smart contracts, maybe even if we've not written it before, right? So that's what a smart contract is. It's just a program on a blockchain that runs when a certain conditions are met. Think about it as if you and I agree that you pay me 1 ETH and I will send you a digital file, like my slide here, right? A smart contract can be written to ensure that when you are done paying me, I don't run away with your money. Or when I give you the file, you don't run away without paying me, right? So a smart contract can be written to hold your 1 ETH and automatically release the file to you when the payment is received, right? This is automatic. And it's going to return your ETH, your funds to you if something goes wrong. No bank, no lawyer, no delays. Of course, if you've heard the word blockchain before, by now you'll be able to understand what decentralization means and all of that, right? So that is just the typical or the basic explanation of what a smart contract is. So this is like a visual representation of what a smart contract is. It is an example, just a random example generated so that you have an idea, right? So let's read it. This is the license for Solidity, right? This is a Solidity code. A simple storage smart contract that was written to save a number and then retrieve the number, just like the example I gave. You can see how it is being written. So just to have a mental idea of what a smart contract is. We have the contracts there to store a number, right? A new number. Storing that new number, we have another function. We have a function to store the new number. It is self-explanatory and it is quite short, right? And then there's a function to retrieve the number. So you have the function retrieve, then return number. The number we have here, we want to retrieve is the new number we actually saved, right? So that's that. Now, we're talking about smart contract security, and we know that we've spoken a lot about decentralization, blockchain is safe, and all of that. Yes, that is true. So why does security matter in smart contracts, right? Number one, smart contracts holds billions in value. Of course, if you're on Twitter, you would have seen a lot of tweets where people talk about money, this one lost, and all of that. Code is immutable. It cannot be changed. There's no control X. There's no control X in Solidity, right? In blockchain, you cannot change it. It is immutable. So therefore, bugs becomes permanent. If you make a mistake, the mistake sticks, your money is gone. There's nothing like, oh, I make a mistake, let me quickly go and change it. One exploit can drain entire protocols. One exploit can just drain the whole fund somebody has been storing. Attackers only need one mistake. And trust me, attackers are like everywhere. So we call them black hats, right? Because we are good people, we are white hats, of course. So we call them black hats, and they watch you closely. Everything you do is being watched to the point of, so they are going to disguise as software engineers. I saw a tweet by Patrick some few days ago where he was showcasing a GitHub account of an attacker, of a malicious address that was detected. The person had different languages, just like the regular GitHub profile we have. So they are everywhere. They are seated in your cursor. That's the IDE you use to write your code sometimes. If care is not taken, you want to install a new feature on cursor or on VS Code. They are there waiting for you to be vulnerable. So security is not optional, it is foundational, right? So even if you are a smart contract developer, if you are not an auditor or a security researcher, you should put this into consideration while you are building, because they are not going to come tell you that tomorrow I'm going to hack your account. So put that in mind. Now, one of the problems why this is essential is that billions are being lost to exploit smart contracts vulnerabilities, right? And it continues to cost millions each year. Just February this year, Bybit, I'm sure we should all be familiar with Bybit, I guess, lost $1.5 billion, right, to attackers. Just like that. They didn't work for anything, they just took the money away. That's one. If you look at this graph very well, you can see yearly total value stolen in crypto hacks and the number of hacks. Look at the detailed value. You can see from year 2015 to this is for year 2015 to 2024, right? Look at where the numbers went up. That was in 2021. So this is detailed. The information is everywhere online. You just have to have the right information to know what and where to look for. This is from chain analysis, by the way. So you can see from 2021, then increase in 2022, then 2023, then here we go. Another one happened. So this happened in 2021, and this is the wake-up call, right? $600 million plus was lost in a single smart contract exploit. Now, this is not collective. This is not for Ethereum or for Balance version 2 or something. It is in a single smart contract exploit for Poly network. Why are they able to do all of these things? Because we say, oh, blockchain is safe, it's decentralized, and all of that. We've packaged it so much on Twitter. Yes, all those are true. But what makes it vulnerable is some of these points we have here. It could be logical errors. For example, maybe a code error while you are building a single line of code can cause harm to your contract or your protocol. Bad access control. So these are some of the vulnerabilities you have. There are lots of them, and we discover a lot day by day. Tomorrow there's going to be another format, because as you're tackling this, another one is showing up. So we have bad access control, reentrancy, integer overflow and underflow. If you make a mistake of all of these points in your smart contracts, your wallet or your protocol is going to pay for it, might pay for it daily. We have front running, poor randomness, misconfigured proxies, and oracle manipulation. Even as you're on your own, you are being careful. You've built your project, you have your contract, you're very careful, but you're trying to look for maybe the latest market price from an oracle, right? Maybe chain link, for example, you can be exploited through that if care is not taken, right? So these are some of the vulnerabilities in smart contracts. So how can these smart contracts come in, right? How these are vulnerabilities. Where are the places they are entering through? It can be from your contract code, as I've mentioned earlier, from the codes you've written, from protocol integrations, just like chain link. Maybe you want to integrate a protocol to your project or your code. Then external calls, maybe you are calling an external contract in your own protocol, right? Then tokens can cause this. They can enter from oracles, from admin roles, just by signing. You're an admin, you're supposed to sign a contract or approve a contract. If care is not taken, if you are, so code is a law, right? There's nothing like, I guess, or I think, there is a law, there is a structure. You have to go by it, like follow it like it is. If not, a lot of things could go wrong. So if you are not careful about all of these points, you might get exploited. So I have some examples of vulnerable contracts that I'm going to be showing you. So this is an example of reentrancy, just like I mentioned earlier. This is now, so I just copied this simple function. Don't forget that if you are working on your smart contract auditing, if you want to make a research on your smart contract, there's going to be a very, very large code base that you might not have worked on before, 5,000 plus, 3,000 plus, depending on what you are doing. Different files, you have to navigate yourself and find your way around it to be able to secure that protocol, right? So this is just like one function out of so many, but this one function can actually just collapse your whole project that you've built. So this is a function to withdraw maybe a deposit or something, right? Depending on what has been happening before now. So we have a withdraw function that that should allow a user to withdraw their funds, right? But the way it is, you can see the difference between. So now, because of the way things has been evolving, even VS Code or our IDs are being built with the help of AI and all of that to be able to identify some of these small vulnerabilities. As I said, there are a lot, but these are just simple ones that you can just easily check. If you look at the two code, does anybody notice any difference there? So one is being written well, and this one is just like was highlighted. So I did not write this. This was a suggestion from VS Code that my initial contract that I wrote is wrong. You can see the mark there, balance updated too late. So this would allow an attacker to just continue calling, will have just have a function to continue calling the value of the money they want to withdraw. So they just keep on withdrawing the money since the balance has not been updated, right? So you can see, instead of writing it this way, if you see something like this, your job as a security researcher is to be able to write a report that says, oh, this is going to happen as this is, and then this suggests the correct, recommend the correct way to write it. So we have the balance. You can see that in this code, balance has been updated before the call. So if I have 50 naira and I withdraw 10 naira, for example, my balance is supposed to be 40 naira before I'm able to withdraw. But the first code will allow an attacker to continue withdrawing even more than they are supposed to till your money is being drawn. But the second function is going to help you update and say, okay, you want to withdraw 10 naira. It's just validation. Is this in the account where you want to withdraw from? So that's that. This is the explanation again. The contract sends money first, then update the user balance. An attacker creates a malicious contract that calls the function repeatedly inside a fallback function, right? And because the balance was not reduced yet, the attacker can withdraw unlimited times. Just this mistake alone has cost hundreds of $1 million in losses. This is not a thought. It is a fact of things that has happened before. So the simple fix is the code we've seen: update your balance before sending funds. Yeah. So one of that particular vulnerability is called reentrancy. So this is another example of access control. I wanted to have one example before because of our time, but yes, just for it to sink in, we have a smart contract that was written like this, right? So you have a contract and then you allow anybody to be able to call your contract. Yeah, so you can see that here it says missing only owner, because anybody message or sender, it means the address owner, anybody that has submitted their address, does not mean, it doesn't matter if they are the owner of the funds or not, can just go there and withdraw your money. But to be able to modify that, you have to add access control, right? You can see the difference in the vulnerability and the solution, right? The first one does not have a modify only owner. It just has owner, message or sender, and then it comes here to withdraw all. And in this example, you can see that because we've already added the only owner, we have the require message or sender to be the owner, like the addressee should be the owner of the money, not just a random address, right? So that's that. And then here, this is an explanation. Simple. The contract allows anyone to call, withdraw, or function because there is no access control. That's the name for that vulnerability, right? Access control. This means user can drain all funds in contracts, but the solution is to add a modifier, which we had already seen. Because of all of these vulnerabilities, all the stolen funds that have showed us since money is why we need you. That's where you come in, right? I'm sure you are prepared. So becoming a smart contracts security researcher. Number one thing you have to do, even if you are a developer already, you're in Web 2 or you're in the Web 3 space, but you want to be a researcher, you learn the fundamentals. That's Solidity, EVM. And if you want to do the hard things like me, you can go for like Rust. But you don't have to like start with, the hard things. You can just start from the normal basic stuff. Learn fundamentals, then study common vulnerabilities like reentrancy, access control, just like we've mentioned. One good platform where you can read common vulnerabilities is Jolade. There are a lot of vulnerabilities there. It's just like a bank for reports after auditing, right? So the links are there. You can just click on them when you have the slides. Then gain hands-on experience. You start auditing public contests, replicate real exploits from the past acts. You read a report that's on Jolade, and just like we've demoed today, you see that there's a reentrancy and you understand it already. So next thing is gain practical experience. This is gold. You can see that I write the gold in capital letter because we're talking about open source Web3. This is the openest, if there's any word like that, of the open source, right? Because as a researcher, there's no gatekeeping. You are just there. You click on daily wording. Every day, it updates every public contest on Codocs, on Code Foreigner, Sherlock, Cantina, Immutable, a lot of them like that. Then you see different projects running from so dates to so dates. Read the instruction, then you go there and read the code base. If you already started from the first line, it is simple. You can just start from the low or informational vulnerabilities and start reporting. This is where you grow. You learn from, especially if you are working on Cantina, everything is open, right from your submissions to your escalations to your judging. You go through with them process by process till you get paid. So that's that. Then you learn and write tests. As you grow, you don't have to start this POC as a beginner, but as you are growing, you learn how to write tests. It's just proof of concept to prove that this code you've written is actually going to make a black hat wipe up all your money. Then you can use security tools as well. For example, we have Slither and Mitril. You can use them on VS Code. You just run on your CLI on your CLI. You will just run a code. There are different. So there are ways you can actually filter what you are looking for. Probably a high vulnerability bug, a medium, or an informational bug, right? Then write clear and valid audit reports. Some people use AI to audit their smart contracts. If you do that, they are going to spam your reports. And when they start spamming your reports, they are going to flag you as unserious. Nobody's going to take you serious, or they, throw you out of that particular distance. So you can use AI to help augment your research. Don't ever use AI to totally do your audit, right? So write clear from the ones you've already read. You'll be able. Partial is a very, very good. There are people that write very complicated reports. You are going to judge that by yourself when you get there. But pick out the simple ones. It's not really hard. It's just like you are creating a PR or an issue on GitHub, right? So that's that. Let's go to the next slide. Participate in CTFs and bug bounty programs like Ethernaut by Open Zeppelin. Build a portfolio. You can publish write-up, you can publish bug reports, publish best security practices. These are examples of article, quote and unquote, that you can write, right? Then join Web3 community forums. There are lots of them. When you are even on open context, you can join communities on Discord. You will join communities, and mind you, they are going to vet you. Like, they are going to verify your address, verify your Telegram and Discord accounts before they allow you join. So, but you can join communities, and now there is smart contract security summit by Guild Audit, I guess. So that's a good place to start. Don't forget to always read documentation. Of course, as a beginner, you have to do it, but let me use myself as an example. Sometimes you just feel like, okay, this is 3,005 lines of code. I've seen the scope and I've seen out of scope. All these things I'm saying is in the documentation. You will see where to touch and where not to touch. You will see reports that have been conducted before. So you will be able to know, if you see a vulnerability, you know that, okay, they've already seen this one. Don't let me waste my time. So it is from reading documentation. It is easy to just say, I know it's, let me go and search for what could be wrong because of pattern matching, right? But read documentation. Then you can apply for roles. When you start, you're already auditing. Don't forget that you're going to get paid, and we're going to get there for your open context, right? So you can start applying for roles, junior editor, and people will start reaching out to you on Twitter as well, because everything is going to be there, or Discord. They would want you to work with them if you are, if you started getting good. Or to avoid Mr. Sorry, I've forgotten your name. Denver. To avoid what he said, you can be your own boss. You don't have to work for anybody, and that's where I think the flex comes in, right? So being your own boss, these are some of the opportunities that comes with being a security researcher. Number one, there's high demand and low supply. That's a very huge career advantage. You can see that I'm not sure you'll be able to count 10 events you've gone to and they're talking about security researching, right? Because we're still keeping it close. We don't want to share the money with so many people, but we need more security researchers, because every protocol needs to be audited. It needs to be researched so that attackers are not going to drain funds or exploit it. And SR is one of the highest paid parts in Web3. If not the highest, I just say one of the highest, so that because I want to be modest, right? If you are earning salary, you want to work for Mr. Denver, this is your salary range, for example, right? You have between 150K to 350K annually. That's your salary. And if you are working on a public contest, you can earn between $10,000 and $50,000 per audit. Now, let's say 10 different audits is running on Daily Wording. We have 2 on Cantina, 3 on Code for Arena. Just one of them, right? You can earn this. If you have Do you know that for a contest that the total amount is like $300,000, for example, if you have two high findings or two medium findings, you can earn between you can actually that can actually earn you that $10,000. So you don't have to do too much. You just have to understand the basics. One thing about coding is that it's all about validation and record updates. Don't forget that. Validation, record update. Has this record been updated? Is this validated? So that's that. Okay, so the next one is you are doing a good thing for the community. You are preventing multi-million dollar hacks. You are a white hat if you are doing that, right? Then it helps you have deep understanding of DeFi, L2, bridges, and protocols. Because while you are auditing Uniswap 2, for example, you are reading Chainlink, you are finding yourself in another Oracle, you are reading a lot of things, together. So that helps you have a very, very deep understanding about all of this. Then it helps you have fast technical growth. You can decide to want to be a Solidity engineer because people will prefer somebody that understands security parts of things, than to hire just a normal Solidity engineer. So that's that. The next one is it is fully remote. Global job opportunities and soft life. That's where because I was in the job searching pool at the time, and when you've applied for jobs, so many people say apply for 50 jobs per day. Do you know what that means? Do you know what it takes to apply for 50 jobs per day, right? It can be so tiring. So on top of that, you now get like 5 rejection letters or emails in a day, back to back. They serve you. It's not one per day, like in a day. So I feel like this is just me taking bread with my own hand and eating it. It is, if you like, work during the weekends, during the nights. On Monday, you can sleep and feel like somebody that does not have a job. You are the one that know what you have already done. You have your time. It has high prestige. You can do public research. You can speak at events, just like we are doing now. So it is work challenging, it is fun and intellectually rewarding. Trust me, you'll be busting your own heads as you are discovering something. You'll be like, wow, I'm better than yesterday. You're going to discover a lot of things, so many things, and it is fun. You can be at the pool and come out of the pool side and you just quickly check one context on Cantina and you are getting $5,000 for that. You are contributing to open source security tooling by doing that too, and that's a pathway to start your own audit firm or security product as well. So if you are good enough, there's one person I want to use as an example, Pashov. If you check Soul Audit, you see a lot of his reports from where he started as a public contestant, right? You see now he has a private audit firm. And if you go and follow him on Twitter and check his tweets, you see how much he's making. He's an angel investor and all of that. So he's doing so much more for himself. So if you want to be like Mr. Denver, this is where you come in. So this is I think we're almost done. Common misconceptions about security researching. Number one is I need to be a genius or know everything before I start. The reality is you learn as an audit. No researcher knows it all. Even me, you go like this, you find out something today. There are different tools that is being built every day. New things are coming out, right? You must be a perfect expert first. No, you only need solid fundamentals. Security comes from problem solving, not mastering the syntax detail. You must start with big DeFi protocols. No, you can just start with the vault staking and all of that. If I don't find bugs weekly, I'm not good enough. You will face this one if you are starting, because depression will set in. This one is not. Be prepared. I'm saying it so that you will know that, okay, this is this depression stage. I'm going to the next stage. Because you use like 2 months, you'll be seeing rubbish, or they just give you $0.99 that you cannot withdraw, right? So the reality is that security is slow, patient work. Even senior auditors spend days on a single contract. Sometimes it is on the 10th day before you find a vulnerability. But Working for that 10 days, you can just stop for the month and you are good to go. If you are wondering what the best time is, the best time to start is now. There is no limitation, no matter. My mentor started at 37 and is doing very, very well now. There's no age limit. Nobody will say, what's your age? You are dark, you are this. No. This is his 30, he's 39 now. This is a tweet from Passion, the popular Passion. You are about to enter, I'm telling you now, you are about to enter the most abundant, prosperous, opportunity-filled phase of your life. Believe in something. What is that something? What is that something? Thank you. And God bless. Thank you.